Do you know that success is not about money, but about mindset? Today, I'll tell you the unbelievable story of a beggar who had nothing. Yet by changing just one thought, he transformed into a successful businessman. Stay with me till the end, because this story might change the way you see your own life. Once upon a time in a city, a beggar lived at the railway station. He survived by asking for alms from passengers traveling on trains. One day, while he was begging, he noticed a tall man in a suit. The beggar thought, "This man looks very rich. If I ask him, surely he will give me good money." So he began begging from the tall man. Looking at the beggar, the tall man said, "You are always asking. But do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I always ask people for help. I don't have the means to give anything to anyone." The tall man said, "If you cannot give anything, then you have no right to ask either. I am a businessman, and I believe only in transactions. If you have something to give me, only then I can give you something in return." Saying this, the tall man boarded the train and left. The beggar kept thinking about those words. They touched his heart. He thought, "Perhaps the reason I don't get much alms is because I have nothing to give in return. But I am a beggar. What can I possibly give to anyone? How long can I just keep asking without giving?" After much thought, the beggar decided that whoever gave him alms, he would also give them something in return. But the question troubled him. Being a beggar, what could he give? 2 days passed in this dilemma, but he found no answer. On the third day, while sitting near the station, his eyes fell on some flowers blooming on the plants nearby. He thought, "Why don't I give flowers to people in return for alms?" He liked the idea and picked some flowers. Now, when he went to beg in the train, whenever someone gave him alms, he gave them flowers in return. People happily accepted the flowers and kept them. Every day, he began picking flowers and distributing them in exchange for alms. Soon, he noticed that many more people started giving him money. As long as he had flowers, people gave him plenty. But once his flowers ran out, the alms stopped too. This became his daily routine. One day, while begging, he saw the same tall man on the train, the one who had inspired him to give flowers in return. The beggar quickly went to him and said, "Today I have something to give you. If you give me alms, I will give you flowers in return." The tall man gave him some money, and the beggar handed him flowers. The tall man smiled and said, "Wonderful. Today you have become a businessman, just like me." Saying this, the tall man left at his station. Once again, the beggar deeply reflected on his words. His heart filled with joy, his eyes sparkled, and he felt that he had found the key to success that could change his life. Excitedly, he jumped off the train, looked up at the sky, and shouted loudly, "I am not a beggar! I am a businessman! I can become rich too." People around thought he had gone mad. From the next day, he was never seen at the station again. 6 months later, at the same station, 2 men in suits were traveling. They looked at each other, shook hands, and one said, "Do you recognize me?" The other replied, "No, I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled and said, "No, we have met not once, but twice before." The second man said, "I don't remember. When did we meet?" The first man said with a smile, "We met twice before, right here on this train. I am the same beggar whom you once refused to give alms, and the second time you bought flowers from me." Surprised, the second man exclaimed, "Oh yes, I remember now. You are that beggar. But how come you are in a suit today? What do you do now?" The first man replied, "Yes, I was a beggar. But today I am a big flower merchant. I am traveling to another city for my flower business." After a pause, he continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me the rule of nature, that we only receive when we give. That rule truly works. I experienced it myself, but I still considered myself a beggar. It was in our second meeting that you made me realize I was already a businessman. Then I understood why people were giving me money. It wasn't alms. They were paying for the flowers. I was a small businessman in their eyes, though in my own eyes, I was still just a beggar. Your words changed my thinking. With the money I earned from distributing flowers, I bought more flowers and started a flower trade. People here love flowers, and their love turned me into a successful businessman. Now, I run a big flower business. Both businessmen smiled, happy to meet again. At the station, they got down and walked together, discussing their businesses. Moral of the story. This story teaches us that success lies in our thinking. The tall businessman understood well the rule of give and take. He shared it with the beggar, who adopted it and changed his life. By changing his mindset, the beggar transformed into a successful businessman. If we always think small, we will remain small. To become big, we must think big and value ourselves. Success begins with self-respect and a bigger vision of who we are. Success is hidden in your mindset. Change your thoughts, and your life will change. Friends, if you enjoyed this story and it inspired you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends so they too can feel motivated. Your support gives me the strength to bring more stories that can change the way we think and live. Stay connected, keep smiling, and I'll be back very soon with another powerful and inspiring story just for you.